This is how to make a multi-track recording using Audacity on a PC. Now, this might be an advert, or it might be a news broadcast, or it could be an interview. I've already downloaded the music that I want to use, so I've got some copyright-free background music. So the first thing that I need to do is save my project. So it's always a good idea when you start a piece of work to save it first of all. So just do that in the normal way. You can go to File, and then you can save project, and then decide where you want to save it. So if you just say OK, then you go find the place where you actually want to save it, usually in your documents. So now it's time to find somewhere as quiet as possible so that I can record my adverts. Now, you don't need to do it all in one go. You could record this in several pieces. So I'm just going to record the first bit just to show you what this looks like. Now your teeth can feel fresher than ever. New Technomint toothpaste will give your teeth the cleanest, brightest appearance and leave your breath with a minty magnificence. So I've stopped that. If I want to record the next bit straight after it, I can just click the red button and then record it. However, if you've been listening to it, it's always a good idea just to click at the end so that you're ready right at the end to record the next bit. So I'll record the next bit and then come back to you. So I've recorded my advert in 2 bits. This is the first part, then you'll see this black line, and that's where I started recording again. Now you might notice that there is a gap here where it's very quiet. So if I play this bit, if I just click there and then press the play button, and leave your breath with a minty magnificence. Do you want bad breath and trouble? You can see that there's quite a bit of a gap. So what I can do is highlight this bit here, and then I can click edit and delete, and then that will get rid of it. So now if you listen, there won't be such a big gap. Breath with a minty magnificence. Do you want bad breath and trouble? Okay. Breath with a minty magnificence. So I've done that. Now what I need to do now is I need to go and find my music that I want to work with my advert. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to try to find it in my download folder. So I'm going to go to Import Audio, and then that will open my computer, and it's gone to my downloads folder. You probably need to find your downloads folder. So I've got my music there, and I'm going to open it, and it's added my music, and straight away you can see that this top bit is my voice and this bottom bit is my music, and my music is very, very long. So if I just go back to the start, let's just play a few seconds and see what we think. Now your teeth can feel fresher than ever. New Technomint toothpaste will give your teeth the cleanest, brightest appearance. Okay, it doesn't sound too bad, but there are a few things that I can do. The first thing is I might want to move my voice back a little bit so that the music plays for a little while before my voice comes in. And the other thing is it's way too long. My music's way too long. And what I might want to do is fade the sound up and fade the sound down. So we'll have a look at how we can do those things. Okay, so the first thing that I might want to do is move my music back a little bit. I could leave it where it is. It doesn't actually sound too bad, but if I want more of an introduction, then I can move my tracks around. So up here I've got a tool that's called the Time Shift tool, and I'm going to click it, and then what I do is I drag it back. Now you'll notice it hasn't brought all of it back. That's because I recorded in 2 parts. So I'm just going to drag this back a little bit and then drag that forward next to it so that the music plays for a little while and then my voice comes in. Now the next thing I'm going to do is when I'm speaking, I want the sound to go down. So if I click back on this tool here, the selection tool, I can click and jump to a different place in my track. So I'm going to go there, and then if I click cleanest, brightest appearance and leave your breath, you'll see that the music really is a bit too loud. So I'm going to go to this other tool up here that's called the envelope tool, and I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go down to my music, and what I need to do is I need to click. I'm going to fade it down, but I need to click just before I'm going to fade it down, and it will leave a dot, and then I'm going to click exactly where I want it to fade down and drag it in, and you'll see that these waveforms get much shorter. Oops, that's maybe a bit too short. So I'm going to go to the end of the music then, because I want it to get louder after I finish speaking, and click, and then click again, and then make the volume fade up. So let's have a listen to that and see what that sounds like. So first of all, I'm just going to go back to this selection tool and then go back earlier and press play. Now your teeth can feel fresher than ever. New Technomint toothpaste will give your teeth the cleanest. Okay, so if I just move it towards the end, then hopefully you should hear it get louder. Never use anything else again. Okay, so I could do that now. Rather than me mess around with this track, I think it's still a bit too loud, but rather than me mess around with the track, I'll speed up. You get the idea so that you can go do it. What I need to do though is I don't want this music to play on for ages. I want it to stop. So what I'm going to do is highlight the bit that I don't want just by dragging over here, and then go to edit and then delete it. Now the only trouble with that is that my music will now stop all of a sudden. It just stops without any warning. So I'm going to go back to the envelope tool and I'm going to fade it out right at the end. So I'm going to click here and then click there and drag it together like that, and then hopefully now when we play it, it should fade out. There we go. So that gives us our idea of our advert. Now the other thing is I have been looking at this it's quite difficult to see exactly what's going on. So if I come up here and I click this zoom in button, you'll see what I could have done is I could have worked more accurately by making this bigger. So that doesn't make the track any longer, it just zooms in so I can see more. So I've saved my work as I've been going along. If I click file, it's a good idea to click file and save project as you've been working. So I've saved my work already, but what I need to do is export it and change it to a different file that will play on other computers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click file and export, and I'm going to export it as a WAV. Now to export it as an MP3, you need to add something else to the program, and it's a bit complicated. A WAV is fine and it will work with things like Google Drive and Seesaw and Microsoft Teams. So if you click export as WAV, just decide where you want it to go. So a sensible place might be if I go to libraries and music and save it in my music and just call it toothpaste advert and then save it there. So I'll just go past this warning and just say okay, okay, and then that will save my work as a WAV.